Hi guys, welcome back to Miscellaneous Pleasures. We are back with another football manager video. I'm currently watching United versus, I should actually say, Istanbul Basaksehir versus Manchester United, UEFA Champions League game week 3, basically live. And yeah, as I said, uh, we are back with another football sort of video. And I say this in this way because the last time I did this, United lost against Arsenal. We lost 1-0, and at that time I actually also messed up with the football manager video because I hadn't edited it, and it was actually exporting while I was recording this or recording that, and it was only ready at halftime. But this time around the video is ready, and so without wasting any time, because it's already I think 3 minutes or so in the game. And today I also happen to have an issue with my TV where there seems to be a lot of buffering issues. I don't know why, but in my mobile it is working fine, so I'm actually watching it on my phone. And so before I go into the football manager thing, I just wanted to show you guys the lineups. I mean, there's nothing for me to say about the Istanbul lineup apart from the fact that Rafael is starting. And another thing is that they seem to be in a 4-2-3-1. I don't know how reliable this is because I'm not sure it is extremely reliable, for Man United to specifically say. Because the thing is, this does show it like a 4-4-2 diamond. But the problem is, there is no way Mata is starting at centre mid position. And if at all this is a diamond, it's going to probably have Bruno on the left, Van de Beek on the right, and Mata at the head or tip of the diamond, whichever way you want to look at it. And the thing is, it's 4.5 minutes in the game, and Istanbul already are slightly dominating in terms of counter-attacks. They seem to be playing, if I'm not mistaken, long balls a lot. And the guy, I think Dembaba, just bullied to Anzebi at the moment. So I am slightly worried about this game simply because, this is the sort of game that United tends to lose, against the shit teams, which you should be battering 3-4-0. We suddenly show up as if like it's a Sunday league game, and we basically show no commitment and desire to win and ambition and stuff like that. And this is just not Solskjaer time, but this is, since Sir Alex left. So, yeah, and talking of United's team, we are starting Dean Henderson at the goal or on the goal. Yeah, it's actually at the goal, isn't it? Or Rashford! Oh no. What? I don't know who played the pass, but it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, of course, it has to be Bruno Fernandes, isn't it? And that finish is horrendous. But it's fine. At least we are creating something right from the beginning, so that's a good sign always. As I was talking about the lineup, Dean Henderson is starting, and the last time he started, or the only times he has started for United till now, has been in the Carabao Cup. I did not watch those games live, so this is me watching him for the first time, so it will be an interesting watch for sure. And obviously it's Maguire and Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe last played against PSG. So this is again, I think, an important game for him and United in a way, because he is a different type of centre back than United has. Or when I say has, I mean like, Lindelof and Maguire. So to have him match fit and ready and in form would be a very good thing for United to have. Oh, that's poor pass from Luke Shaw. What are you doing, dude? Anyways, so they are basically playing counter-attack, that's for sure, and they seem to have those physical players. So I'm guessing they are going to be going more long balls, because if I'm not mistaken, it has already happened twice till now. So that's one thing to watch out for. And as I said, I don't think this is a diamond. I think it may be a typical 4-2-3-1 with Rashford on the left, Mata on the right, cutting inside, with Bruno in the middle and Matic and Van de Beek as the, well, I don't want to call it CDMs, but basically centre midfield position. So, and of course Martial up front. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not good at reading the formation by seeing the game. This is not good. But yeah, Van de Beek seems to be attracting the ball at the moment for the last 15-20 seconds. And he is, if I'm not mistaken, I've already told a few times in my reactions. I mean, he's obviously a player from Ajax, so he knows how to play against the press and he also knows how to play with the press. So that's something that's extremely important, in a game like this, in my opinion. Even though Istanbul may not really press a lot, but I do feel like they are a physical side. They'll try to physically dominate the midfield, especially. So maybe those quick passing, intelligent play, because we do have Bruno, Van de Beek and I almost said Van de Mick, like pandemic. So we do have Fernandes, Van de Beek and Mata. Wherever they'll be playing, they'll be still playing in the same 11, on the same pitch. So if not anything, at least we do have creative players in this game, intelligent players, and there have been a couple of instances already this season of Van de Beek and Mata linking up, and there were quite a few instances of Mata and Bruno linking up last season. So, and of course we haven't really seen Bruno and Van de Beek play together, so that's something that also I'm looking forward to. I mean, on the bench is pretty much, rest of the players are on the bench because we do have like 5 substitutions to make, and I think we have a bench of like 9 or 11 or something like that. Van de Beek passes to Luke Shaw with a shot. That was close. Anyways, so the bench is De Gea, Lindelof, Pogba, Cavani, Greenwood, Fred, James, Fosu Mensah, Igalo, Brandon, Scott and Ted and Mengi. So as I said, rest of the squad. But that's 12 players right there. And there are already 11 playing, so that's 23 players who probably travelled, along with like I think Lingard and Pellistri and somebody else who may be just missing because of injuries or lack of match fitness or something like that. Because I do know that Lingard is injured and Pellistri is going to be playing reserve games at the moment because Solskjaer told so in the press conference yesterday. That's a very good shot, but Dean Henderson doesn't have to do much. What I'm also looking forward to from this game, especially from Dean Henderson, as I switch the screen to the Football Manager 1, it's that De Gea, I'm not sure how vocal he is. Like, he's a very good goalkeeper. He's still a world-class goalkeeper, but he was just he was in the alien level for like 3 or 4 seasons. And, but even in the highest of his highs, I'm not exactly sure how vocal he was in organizing the defense and stuff like that. And, Sheffield United currently are not playing great. And they were playing great when Dean Henderson played for them last season. And another thing to note is that the 2 games that I did properly watch of Sheffield United, the United games, Dean Henderson wasn't a part of their team because of the loan system where, player can't play for the parent club. So even in those type of situations, especially in those type of situations, what I did notice was that their defense seemed a bit shaky. And when I say shaky, what I mean is that we obviously scored like 3 goals in 7. Oh fuck. Oh, this 1-on-1. He's 1-on-1 and Dean Henderson doesn't save it. It's 1-0 to Istanbul. Oh my god. Like, these are the situations that I trust David De Gea blindly because one on ones. I mean, yeah, of course, any goalkeeper is susceptible to lose out, lose the battle basically. But oh, this is just shambolic defending. I'm sorry, but what the hell was this? Like, they basically cleared from their own half, and their striker was clear through on goal from like our own half. Sorry, from their own half for at least like 10-15 yards. So he basically ran half the pitch, or basically he had half the pitch plus 15 yards, and there was like no defender in sight, like not even a single person. And this is just embarrassing positioning because what the hell? And this is Dembaba, this is the guy who scored against Liverpool. When I say scored, I mean the goal that Gerrard slipped. So that's, that also is something I remember from, this is just bad. I mean, I can't even bloody speak now properly. And they are, as I said, they are physically good. And they are probably, if I'm not mistaken, dominating us physically. Not dominating yet, but they could dominate us physically. But this is just a poor goal to give. Like, I have seen this happen so many times with every Manchester United team. It's that, yeah, it's fine, sometimes, the opposition does play good football and they defend well, they attack well, and they score good goals, and there's nothing much you could do about it. But then you go on and concede goals like this, and it's just bad. It's just like, this is just unbearable. I can't. And this was supposed to, I should have already started this thing and I haven't. I don't bloody know what's going on here. People who watched the last thing would know that I made like a couple of signings and I sold a couple of players. So I think I'm just setting up the team or something like that. Anyways, I don't even remember what I was talking about before this goal went in. I think I was talking about Dean Henderson and his, like, how he's going to organize the defense and stuff like that. I mean, he's not going to organize the defense, right? Because in terms of the lineup itself, he's a young person. He has experienced people who have played more football than him. And this guy is just playing his third United game. So to expect him to organize a defense at this point of time is a bit, it's not something that I should be expecting of him. But, he is supposed to be vocal and stuff like that. And, so that's something I'm looking forward to. But what I have, oh, that's a good through ball, which goes out for a goal kick. What I have noticed is that Dean Henderson seems like a normal goalkeeper. And when I say normal goalkeeper, what I mean is that, in Premier League, you basically watch 20 goalkeepers every weekend. And you probably watch about 25 to 30 goalkeepers every season. And just from the Premier League point of view, there are keepers who are good, there are keepers who are average, there are keepers who are good, there are keepers who are outstanding, world class, and then there are keepers who are just on a different level. De Gea was one of those keepers. Alisson is one of those keepers. Peter Cech was one of those keepers. And that's as far as I'm willing to go. But the point I'm trying to make is that, Ederson, in my opinion, is not that type of keeper. He's a world-class keeper, but he's not a different level sort of keeper. And, De Gea had these amazing attributes, and still has in many ways, even though he has been making individual errors. What he does have is that he has those quick reflexes, he makes saves with his legs, he has those, he has had like at least 5 or 6, if not more, games where he has just been invincible. and he makes crazy saves and so on, right? And he's really good with one-on-ones. When I see Dean Henderson, I have seen him play quite a few times because I was kind of watching like a lone watch basically last season. And I wasn't particularly focusing on anything else apart from Dean Henderson and whatever he did and things like that. So basically, what like I realized was that Dean Henderson for now, for me, looks like a normal goalkeeper. The sort of goalkeeper who will make the saves that he's supposed to make and will probably let the goals in that he is technically supposed to let in, because there are some goals which the goalkeeper just can't save. And I'm not sure if United right now need a Dean Henderson type of a goalkeeper or a David De Gea type of a goalkeeper. I still want to see De Gea play for us at least for like the next couple of years or so. And if for the next season or in this season, let's say, he makes individual errors again, David De Gea, then I think it's time. After the end of the season is probably the time when Dean Henderson has to come in. If De Gea has a similar season this season. If not, then obviously De Gea has to stay because he's just, as I said, a special goalkeeper. Manuel Neuer is one of those again. I mean, you could say that, right now people like Leno, this Mendy guy, they are good goalkeepers, right? Who else? That guy, Nick Pope, I think he's also a good goalkeeper. I'm not sure if he's a special goalkeeper. And we are currently struggling to create. When I say struggling to create, I mean in the live game. And I'm not exactly sure what we can change as a team because these guys are playing long balls again and again, and I've noticed this multiple times. And Tuanzebe just got it yellow carded for pushing their player. Oh, please tell me that this is not going to be a red card now to make things worse. Oh man, why do I have a feeling that this is going to be a red card? Because if I was the person, or if it was my team who had this happen to them, I'd probably be asking for a red card. And I think Tuanzebe might have been lucky to get away with it. There'll be people who'll be saying that that's not a foul, and I agree, that's probably not a foul. But, that's just clumsy, man. I don't know if Tuanzebe is able to counter these long balls, and they are clearly playing long balls, right? Now I understand how, or rather why, they happen to have really good statistics against PSG and Leipzig. Well, against Leipzig it was a normal game, but against PSG they had really good stats. And judging a game only by the stats is just ridiculous, and I do know that. But that's all I had, and that's all I have because I do not watch their games live. So, just from the stats perspective, that's a free kick that hits the wall. Oh, they're dominating us. Oh, that's beautiful from whoever it was. I think it may have been Bruno Fernandes. That was his beautiful skill. I don't know what's going on in this football manager thing. I'm still, I think, inside the game. I'm struggling to pick the first 11. And finally, everybody has come from their holidays and stuff. So I can pick it. It's Rashford on the right. That's just an aimless cross from our right back. This is bad. Because the thing is, see, we have 6 points from 2 games, right? It's not like we can't afford to draw this game or anything like that. The thing is, Istanbul are the team that you're supposed to beat, and if you beat them twice, you get 12 points. I mean, because we already have 6. So you will be ending up with 12 points from 4 games, which is basically which is basically certaining your qualification. And all you have to do then is to just get a point from your last 2 games to get a qualification berth. And also, maybe even finish the group as the toppers, because if you don't finish the group as the toppers, you're likely to play people like Bayern Munich, maybe even like Barcelona. I don't know. Yeah, Barcelona will probably finish top. People like that. So it's just like, I mean, just as I say that, it seems like Real Madrid might finish second in the group, and we may really end up finishing first and still playing people like Real Madrid or something like that, or Dortmund, for instance. So, of course, there are no easy games in the Champions League, especially in the Champions League, because we are in the group of death. So, even though we have won 2 out of 2, this is still group of death, right? So, yeah, so till now, Van der Beek hasn't created anything, and I don't know that he is not a really creator type of player, but he is supposed to do something, right? Like, if what Van der Beek is doing, if McTominay could do it, then why did we buy Van der Beek? And that's the question that I need answered in games like these. Yes, he has, like, there was a stat that came up like before last game or something like that, that basically Van der Beek has like featured in like some 70-80 minutes of football for United, and United have got like 5 goals in that period. Because the Brighton one was like that. He scored against Palace. Against Leipzig, we scored. I don't know how many goals we scored with his presence, but we scored like, I think we may have scored 1 or 2. I think even against Newcastle, yeah, I think it was Newcastle. Newcastle, we scored 3 in this presence. So that wasn't a foul. This is one thing that we missed against Arsenal, is Martial's number 9 play, basically, because Rashford isn't good at it, Greenwood isn't good at it. So we are misplacing way too many passes again, and Istanbul are playing well. That's the problem. So there was this stat, right? You know what? I'll talk about this Solskjaer stat afterwards. Hopefully, I'll remember to do so. That first 100 games, how many wins. But before that, I think I'll talk about my football manager thing, unless, of course, anything dramatic happens in the live game. Uh, yeah, so basically, most of this video will have like, um, what do you call it? Well, basically, it will have like preseason games, and I do like the 4-3-3 custom or control position like tactic, and I have modified it to my own like liking or preferences. So so this is the team that I picked. I mean, this team doesn't really count that much in the grand scheme of things, because it's a preseason game and not everybody is fit. But Maguire, Lindelof, Dalot, Shaw, Pogba, Fernandes, Pereira. I would have theoretically liked to have a 4-3-3 instead of a 4-2-3-1, but availability of players and the people who are available for which position they'll play, that sort of had me decide that Pereira will play as this number 10. Oh, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Yes. Like we are trying, right? We are trying really, really hard here, but the problem is it's either the person who has played like a brilliant o- dribble or a pass or something doesn't really have any support, and whenever he does have support, we are misplacing the passes. So we are not really helping ourselves basically. The first game was pretty easy to be fair because my players played well, and if I'm not mistaken, I made like all substitutions in the 60th minute. So that's something like I did a few times in preseason because to give match fitness to a lot of players at the same time. Uh, yeah, I mean it's what 28 minutes gone in the game. It's 1-0 at the moment. I'm not exactly sure if this is recording, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check. And yeah, it is recording, thankfully. So we are back. Istanbul are defending well also. Like they are giving up spaces, but what they are also doing is that they are showing their physical presence basically. So all these clever flicks and tricks that the United players are trying to do, that's not really coming off pretty much. And those type of attacks are just fading away. I'm yawning so much because it's currently 23:56 in India. That's like basically 12 p.m. Oh, sorry, 12 a.m. So, oh, this is a good attack. Please don't mess it up. Please don't mess it. That shit. I mean, that is a okay shot from Martial, but we were basically 3-on-2 and we did not do anything with the possession. But we are like threatening a bit now, more than we did in the beginning, and that's, I guess, a good sign. And that, to be fair, is also a good block from them. So I do have to probably give credit for that. So the thing is, I mean, I am moving around a bit with the screen here simply because it's my first game and it's a preseason game and I don't really have to like be 100% focused in the game per se. And I was just looking at the stats and stuff like that, and I do that quite often. Yeah, the thing is, these guys are really playing the long ball and using Dembaba's presence really well, and that is worrying. I have to be honest. That is worrying. Maybe we should go to a back three and just have like one guy just sit back. I mean, that's good defending, right, from Tuanzebe, right now, what he has done. But, yeah, how consistently is he going to do that? That's the sort of worry that I have. So, talking of substitutions, what are we going to play or make substitutions like? That is a very good save, by the way. I was shocked when that happened. I was like, that was 1-0. And there were a couple of saves here and there in these preseasons which I was like in awe of. I was like, wow. And these guys are attacking again. Like, you know what this team reminds me of in a weird way, and that's a good save from Dean Henderson. In a very weird way, this team reminds me of that FIFA 12 or FIFA 13, like Roma side, which had like Seydou Doumbia, those front three basically. I think it was AS Roma. I'm trying to remember who they had in their team. Great physical players and they'll always be a difficult team to beat. Here's Roma. I think it was Roma in FIFA 13. I might be wrong. I did play against them quite a few times and I got beat a couple of times, but they were like this sort of high pressing, extremely physical, and extremely skillful front three. I forgot the other two for some reason, I can't remember them. But it's what, 32 minutes gone now. 33 actually. It's 1-0. And right now I just care about the 3 points, to be fair. I mean, this should have been a goal. I mean, these are sort of things that happen quite a bit with my team. For some reason, the midfielder's finishing is just average. And I think I messed up my camera. Damn it. Yeah. That's a free kick near the edge of the box. Oh, this is bad. Like we can't possibly be losing to Istanbul. I mean, there are levels to this, right? We can't possibly be losing to Istanbul like this. Unbelievable. My laptop just basically has less charge now, so I have to put it on charge. So I'm gonna pause the recording for a minute. Just hold on. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, this is another one-on-one. Like there were a lot of one-on-ones that my team missed. People like Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, everybody was missing one-on-ones, left, right, and center. And that's one of the reasons that like I was looking for a striker in the window, because you know just to get a good striker in, so that I could have like Martial play down the left if I wanted. Some games he'll obviously start up front. That'll just give me some sort of flexibility. And yeah, so United are struggling to create, right? Uh, I mean, I don't even have a solution right now. Like, I can't even think of like substitutions who would do the team good. Is this the game where like a 4-3-3 would work? Oh no, they are one on one again. Not one on one, but this time at least there's a bit of, oh, he just did him, man. I'm telling you, this team reminds me of that Roma side. Seydou Doumbia was definitely one of them. Uh, they had like two really good wingers. I forgot. So I don't remember who scored the first goal. It may have been Dan James, I think, in this game. Yeah, see, I mean, even this should have been scored. So, yeah. If there is any background sound that you're able to hear from like this recording, I know what that sound is. That's not actually a background sound, that's actually an internal sound. That's basically my laptop's like fan, because my laptop does heat up a bit when I'm recording. I mean, Solskjaer has to make a change this game, because we are literally struggling physically. Like he has to bring in like, I don't know, maybe a third centre back or something like that. But Lindelof is not really the person you would be expecting. Yeah, it was Dan James who scored. Yeah, I was saying Lindelof is not the person you'd be expecting to counter aerial threats or physical threats. So that's also a worry. If we had a Teles, then maybe I would have said put Luke Shaw centre back and bring Teles on. but that's not an option that we have at the moment. And I'm not really a fan of Brandon Williams at left back. Well, he's good, but he's not like great. So, and he's a right-footed player who plays at left back, so that's like a whole other worry for me. Oh, that's a good skill from Bruno Fernandes, but right, his cross is easily taken by the goalkeeper. This is depressing. Maybe I should just sleep. I don't know. I mean, really, do I want to endure this game right in the middle of my sleeping time? I'm not sure. But I do have hope, right? I mean, the thing is, we do have good players on the bench. And yes, some of them are not in form, and some of them have been criticized a bit for their performance. So, but still, we do have like Pogba, who's a game changer, who would be hungry to play well, especially after he has been now put on the bench for the second time in 3 games in the Champions League. And then we obviously have like Greenwood, who will create. We have oh no, what the hell? Who the hell was that? Oh, please don't tell me that's 2-0 now. It's fucking 2-0. And we have been countered again, and it's some useless defender who made a mistake then. I think it may have been Van de Beek or Mata maybe, or Bruno, because it didn't look like Wan Bissaka. I don't think it was Tuanzebe either. So Van de Beek passes to somebody and it's Mata. Obviously, I mean the guy, I told this in some of my other videos, right? Like Mata just doesn't have any pace, and yeah, I literally expected this. Like Mata is a liability, man. He's a big liability. And yes, he does create a bit, and he's a good creator, right? He's an intelligent player, but like his creativity, like it's like what how to say. It's like a balance where if you have a lot of creativity, then the defensive side of things go down, or the physicality and stuff like that, pace. But if you don't want creativity, then you have players like McTominay and stuff who are not really creative, but they'll be playing the game simple and well and stuff like that. But yeah, it's 2-0 now. And I'm actually considering the idea that I should probably be sleeping now, because this is just bad, right? They have been physically dominating us, and in this half, so this is really not like this was basically coming, right? This is just not like we were playing well and suddenly they hit us on the break. No, this was basically coming. And again, it's the question is team selection, right? But I wouldn't have, as I said yesterday or the day before, whenever I made that preview video, I wouldn't have necessarily minded. Oh, it's 2-1. Oh, Tony scores. Is that Tony? Oh, that is a very good header. Oh, oh, this is good. Oh, this feels good. Oh my god. Like, wow. Game on, pitches. Game on. As this is exactly what I was saying before I got interrupted for some reason. We missed Tony Martial against Arsenal because the hold up play and stuff. I mean, Martial is not great at that stuff, right? You could probably rate him like 7 out of 10. when you could probably rate people like Ibrahimovic and Aguero and all those top strikers, their hold of play is like 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, sometimes 10 out of 10. Martial is probably a 7, maybe a 6.5. But the thing is, Rashford and Greenwood are like 4 or a 3 in that aspect, that particular aspect. So, as I said, we missed that guy against Arsenal. And as I'm speaking, Tuanzebe basically scored after coming on literally first touch, if I'm not mistaken. And United now have an opportunity to make a statement, and the statement is we were 2-0 down. Yes, we were 2-0 down against a shit side, but now we have beaten them 3-2 or 4-2 or whatever. So hopefully we'll be able to make that statement. Guys, like, don't really worry about the fact that I'm not exactly talking a lot about this football manager game, because there is going to be a half time, of course, in the live game, and at that time my whole focus will be on football manager, because that's what I will have, and I'll be talking about quite a few things, tactics and stuff like that, and what my philosophy is and what my goal is for the season, things like that. But right now I'm just focused on this game because we were 2-0 down, and I was seriously considering the idea that I should be going to sleep, especially when I proposed that idea and then we got 2-0 down. So, but the, basically, so this is what 45th minute is going to happen. I don't know how much of a injury time there will be. I'm guessing about 2 to 3 minutes. So what's for second half, because we have 5 substitutions, and the thing about 5 substitutions is you can make them anytime you want. So I think we should be taking Mata off for Greenwood, and maybe a centre back, maybe a Lindelof or something like that. Oh, so he hasn't given injury time. That's weird, because 3 goals and there is no injury time. That's surprising. That is surprising. So I don't have anything else to talk about apart from this game. As I said, I did make like 11 substitutions in the 68th minute, or close to the 68th minute, and I mean this game and also the other games that I played, we made a lot of mistakes in finishing, like a lot of like one-on-ones or clear-cut chances we missed. There was one with Greenwood just like few minutes ago here. There was also one, I think, with Victor Fisher. So these are things that I don't like, but these are things that are happening, so I don't really. That's the reason I'm looking for a striker, and there's something interesting that I did, but I don't want to reveal it because I don't want to spoil the surprise. So, what's my team going to be like? No, I won't talk about it. What I will talk about is what's my goal for the season, and I do believe that I may win the league, but what I can definitely do is finish in the top 4, that's for certain. And as far as winning the league is concerned, I think I can get this team to like get about 76-80 points. That's not going to win you the league. To win the league, I think I need about 90 points, maybe 92, 93. And the first time around when I played FM20, the career that I do have, well, it's not really active, but I do have it in the system. I finished 4th in the first season. The thing was, I was actually first at the halfway point. I was like, not first, I think I was second, but I was just 3 points behind Liverpool, who were first. and I think I had about 48 points or something like that from 19 games. And what happened was, in Jan, I made a couple of signings because the board suddenly gives you money for some reason. So I just used up that money. So Jan, Feb, March, April, May, I got like 32 points from 19 games or something like that. That's basically Solskjaer form, right? But the thing was, I won the Europa League, and I think I messed up the FA Cup against some team. I don't know who. I just won the Europa League in my first season, so basically that's sort of the similar lines I'm going for this. I should be finishing top four definitely, but the first I may start really well, but injuries and form for some reason they just go away like that. So I have to do something about that. I don't think we need to see the game being saved. So yeah, for the second team, I don't know if I'm going to change second game. I don't know if I'm going to change the team now or later. So what I did was I tried to sign Timo Werner, and they basically asked for I think 52 million or something like that. I offered like some 15 million plus add-ons like 30 million or something. I don't remember what I offered them. I must have offered them something like that. Yeah, and they said they want 52 million. End of discussion. And that's when I thought that maybe this guy is like has a release clause. And then I asked them to scout this guy. Yeah. So, you know what? Forget Football Manager for a minute. I know that I said that I'll talk about this a lot in the halftime. But let me look at the stats for this game. For some reason, I've been deviating a lot of it. What the hell? Just show me what the hell I asked for. This is rubbish. Okay, we have had possession, right? That was obvious, and they were countering us. That was also obvious. But what the stats don't tell you is that they dominated us whenever they countered. Like they were just physically dominant. So that sucked. I don't know who got the cross. Was it Bruno who made the cross for Martial's goal? I have to see that here. So it was Shaw who made the it was Shaw who played the cross. Shaw gets an assist. That's not something that he gets very often. I will get back to this. I think I tried to sell Mata. Maybe I'm not sure what I did. I played this game like 2 weeks ago. Not 2 weeks ago. I think I played it like last Friday or something. So about 5 days ago. I have absolutely no idea what I did with the game. I have to get my game set up again. Yeah, for some reason I was like told to buy this guy by the scouting pool, but I never really understood the logic behind it. Yeah, you know what? I'm just bored now with this nonsense. I do have a couple of things to talk about, and I'll probably end the stream because I just want to watch the game with a bit more comfort. The first thing is I have uploaded Dark season 1 episode 2. Today I uploaded the Queen's Gambit season 1 episode 2. I actually did something different. I basically uploaded as part 1 and part 2. I have uploaded Arrow season 1 episode 2 rewatch reaction. A lot of them are blocked, but the things that are unblocked, they're obviously available in the channel. And I didn't react to any TV series today because there was this game, and I have been busy. I have been having like a couple of coding competitions and exams and stuff like that coming up the next 2 weeks. So that's something. So talking of the stat that has been going around, Solskjaer has won like 55 games in his first 100 games as United manager, and I mean definitely Sir Alex has less. I don't remember how less. I think it was like 48 or something. And there was this new stat that I saw today that Klopp had 50 wins in his first 100 games as Liverpool manager. So there are two sides to this, right? Two comparisons. Solskjaer versus Sir Alex, Solskjaer versus Klopp. One of them is sort of relevant. The other one is just pure rubbish. And obviously the pure rubbish one is Solskjaer versus Sir Alex. Because that happened in the 80s. Yeah, 80s. What United was then is completely different to what United is now or when he took over. Point number one. Point number two is that right now is the age of information, data, and stuff like that, and also the age where basically football is ruled by money. It wasn't the case in 86 or 84 or I'm not exactly sure when he became manager. I think it was 86, something like that. So that's second thing. The third is the expectations, right? I'm not sure how much expectation there was in Sir Alex, but what Sir Alex did have was a good reputation from his managerial time at Aberdeen. With Solskjaer, obviously, Solskjaer does have a good record at Molde, but it's Molde, like nobody really cares about it. And the third thing is that comparing Solskjaer to Sir Alex and saying that Solskjaer has had a better record is like saying Rashford has a better record at the same age as Cristiano did. But that comparison, yes, of course, that's statistically speaking, that's true. But there are a lot of other factors to it, and I don't think that comparison is like makes any sense. Especially if you want to defend Solskjaer, because I'm a person who's all in, and people who are all in are sort of using this as an excuse to be all in, which doesn't make sense to me. Because if anything, this stat basically means nothing, because context is important. Right now the context is that winning the Premier League has to be done by getting at least 95 points or something like that. City got 100, Liverpool got 99, City got 97 or 98, but to win a Premier League you have to get like 99, 90, 100 points. To win a league in 86, I don't know, I have to look up the stats. I'm sure it was somewhere around 80, maybe 75. Maybe there weren't even 38 teams. They were like, if I'm not mistaken, they were like 40, 42 teams in the league. So winning the league is completely different now to what it was then. So that's one more thing. Now, the debate that is much more interesting is the Klopp versus Solskjaer one, which to be fair has been happening since Solskjaer came, or since Solskjaer became the prime permanent manager. The thing is, I do believe that stat is good. The problem, of course, is that Liverpool have a different sort of board than United have. The second thing is Liverpool had a much lesser brand value than United had when Klopp came in. What that basically meant was that for a lot of the players, if United wanted to buy that player, the player's value plus 20 million plus, potential so you add some other sort of clauses and stuff, and a 40 million player basically is sold for like 65, 70. Liverpool had a good advantage in that regard when they signed a Mane, a Salah, when they signed people like Lala. I don't know if Lalana came when Klopp was there or Lalana came before, but signings like these basically. And also he had the privilege of selling Coutinho for 150 million to Barca, because the front three was playing so well. He had the privilege to sell him and also to get 150 million for it. Sort of the same player in United right now is Pogba, and Pogba could be sold for like 90, 100 million. But the thing is, if United want to replace, just a second, the players are coming out for me. I have a feeling that somebody was warming up. So is there a substitution at halftime? Anyways, the point is, if United want to replace Pogba, it's going to take a lot of money again. And as far as managers are concerned, Klopp already had featured in the Champions League final against Bayern, and he had already won, I think, 1 or 2 Bundesligas before he came to Liverpool. So I understand that the comparisons are good, and that Solskjaer's numbers are better than expected and certainly better than his compatriots. But it's a different club, man. It's a different mentality. Klopp finished 8th with Liverpool in his first season, and his first full season I think he finished 4th. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, wait a second. McTominay is coming on for Tuanzebe. What? McTominay at centre back. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Yes, McTominay is quick. You could argue as quick as Tuanzebe. He's as tall as Tuanzebe. So maybe this is a ploy that would work. And McTominay also played as centre back for Scotland. So this is not an outrageous move, but interesting. Or if it is Matic who goes back as centre back, I'm going to be pissed, by the way, because that guy is again very, very slow, and to put him with Maguire would basically be like shooting yourself on the foot. I forgot what I was saying. I was talking about Klopp. Yeah, Klopp finished 8th in his first season. He finished 4th and then 4th and then 2nd and then 1st last season. If Solskjaer wants to be discussed in the same route or path, he has a good record and that things will happen and that this team is improving, and if you want to put numbers up to it, Solskjaer has to finish in the top 4, has to get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, has to win a cup, hopefully FA Cup and not Carabao, but both if possible, or at least something basically. He has to do all of this season. And when I say finish top 4, as I already told in one of my previous videos, top 4 doesn't mean top 4. What I mean is top 4 by getting 76, 78, 80 points, not by getting 65, 66 points. That's not what I want. So that's something. Why the hell is there an advertisement coming in between the game? Unbelievable. This is outrageous. The gall of these people to put an ad in the middle of the game is unbelievable. This is the reason that I hate Champions League games because I have to watch it in this stupid thing. Oh, this is getting ridiculous now. Wow. I mean, wow. Anyways, I'm not going to be doing Football Manager anymore for sure. I feel like it's boring for some reason. Maybe a live stream is something that would be good with Football Manager. The experimentation wasn't bad last week, but it was just bad this week. I had absolutely no interest in doing that Football Manager thing, and yeah, it feels like Matis is playing centre back. Dude, that their forward was basically dominating a quick centre back into Anzeli, and Solskjaer has basically chosen to put McTominay in the midfield and Matic as centre back. This is either going to be a tactical. That's a red card. Surely that's a red. That's a high foot. Nani got a red for this. Or rather, something that was, in my opinion, less worse than this. Martial got a red for absolutely, I mean, nothing, right? And this guy just gets away with this high foot. I mean, I'm probably overreacting a bit here, but that's definitely yellow. I don't even know if the guy got yellow here. Oh, wait. Are we playing like a. Oh, no, no, no. We are not playing a back three. I thought for a second that McTominay was playing like the third centre back, but I was wrong. He was just there to collect the ball. He is playing in the midfield. Though, on second thoughts, it may be a back three, but yeah, the formation doesn't make sense because Rashford is basically playing like a left winger, like he would in a 4-2-3-1 sort of formation. Yeah, I don't know what the formation is now anymore, and I don't particularly care as far as we win the game. Uh, you know what? This is, I think, that's all for this reaction video. I would have loved to continue doing all 90 minutes, but I feel like I'm just going to sleep because I have work tomorrow and I'm basically tired. But I will try to watch this game as much as I can, and if I do sleep in the middle, I do sleep in the middle, right? If I don't, and if United do happen to win this game, that will be a really fantastic end to this night. Uh, yeah, I'm just delaying the inevitable here of stopping the recording. I am just hoping that we'll get that second goal soon, so that. Oh, that's just average passing from Luke Shaw. I might as well end this recording right away. Bye, guys. Have a good evening, night. Enjoy your week and then the weekend. Have fun. Stay safe.